So, welcome back to another episode of A Minute with Stony Stone, and I am Stony Stone, and we have.
And I am Darren.
He's like,
with Team Sip.
how many weeks have we done this? No, Team Sip. What's up, buddy? My co-host and anchor for this podcast. Thank you guys for joining. We made another week, and we got some guests today, which is awesome. I love having guests. We're going to get to at some point in the podcast here soon. We'll get to Matt from Snag 'em and Bag 'em. And then I've got Ernie from Mixed Bag Sportsman. And we'll find out about them and what they do and what they do in the fishing community and all that kind of good stuff. So let's start off with fishing report.
Where's he out of that?
We're going to find out.
Oh,
I have no idea.
Okay, perfect.
We'll find out. But fishing report, you guys have been watching us. Know I'm fishing with Kevin Brock a lot, at least once or twice a week. We do some filming for his social media content and things that he's doing out there. And we've been out on Calusa doing the Sacramento River up in that area, and the fishing has just been fire.
Yeah.
He's getting limits, every day. We were out on Friday, and there was just, I felt like we were on the Rogue River fishing for salmon. There was so many boats.
Wow.
So many boats out there, and everybody's fishing, getting along, having a good time, and everybody's catching fish. So
it's unbelievable in California.
all right, no doubt. So the fish are definitely up in that area. Now, I know I've heard reports over the last few days is that they're sliding down. The water was a little higher. The fish were higher. The water's been dropping. The fish are moving back out. So I kind of feel like, they're getting down towards Grimes, down in that area, outside of, down from Calusa, which means after that, they should be going more into Knight's Landing. We hit Knight's. Closer to home. I hit Knight's Landing. Anthony and I went a couple weeks ago, and we got skunked.
Yep.
I should say I got skunked. Anthony went in his own boat. He got one shaker, but it was tough fishing. And we're sitting here. I'm fishing with Kevin, and we're limited out. We go out. You can't even catch a cold. It was bad. But yeah, it's been great up there by Calusa. But things are changing. The fish are moving. The water temperature is still a little bit low in order for them to spawn.
Yep.
We have that cold front that came in over the weekend. Things are going to heat up a little bit this week, but then we got another cold front coming in. So we'll see if those fish hold off on spawning, but that's kind of what's going on there with me. What's going on with you? What did you do this weekend?
I went back up to Clear Lake, did some fishing up there. We did really good. We didn't catch a whole bunch of fish.
What were you fishing for?
Catfish.
Oh, catfish. Yes, catfish.
What else is in Clear Lake?
I don't know. I heard there might be some bass, some crappie.
Yeah, I thought there was only catfish there.
Carp.
Yeah, and the carp. Yep. And but yeah, we did really good. We got probably over 20 fish to the boat.
Nice.
We had 4 of them that were over 20 pounds. One that was almost 27 and a half. My buddy caught, which was real nice.
27 and a half.
Yep.
Nice.
So 27.42 to be exact.
In fact, I think I saw that picture that you sent me. So yeah.
I had to make sure I took a picture of the scale with the fish on it. We had to get a picture. Nobody's gonna.
But I don't think I saw the tail. I think are you sure? Someone wasn't pulling that. Who knows?
I mean, we try to be as honest as we can.
Most of the time, you have the tail on the floor, and it's like
That's
not giving you.
holding the fish.
You're not getting an accurate weight either way. But no, you got on some fish. That's awesome.
That was good.
What leads me to, I'm going to hold this till later though, but there's something going on with you, new breaking news that I'm going to let out of the bag here in a minute. But now that I said out of the bag, I think it's a good segue to lead into, I looked at my producer here. Does we have Ernie on the call here? Want to unmute him? Ernie from Mixed Bag Sport Fishing. Or Sportsman. Is there Ernie on there?
Not yet.
No, is everybody muted?
Just snag them and bag them.
Yeah, Ernie's not on yet. So we're going to go to Snag 'em then. We'll switch gears and go to Matt.
Yeah.
I was going to do Ernie first, but he's not there. Matt is. What's up, Matt? We have you unmuted?
Yeah, I'm unmuted.
Hey, Matt. How you doing?
Did you just wake up from a nap? What?
No, I've been awake for a while.
You were eager to get on this call. We're like, oh, Matt's in the waiting room. Let's just let him wait.
I'd rather be on time than late,
No, I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you getting on with us. Matt, we go way back. I don't even know what way back means now. It's been a few years.
Yeah.
that we've got involved with you as you were growing your business of Snag 'em and Bag 'em. So tell everybody about you guys and who you are, and so everybody gets to know you like I do.
So my name's Matt. As y'all know, everybody calls me Snag'em. I am one of the owners of Snag'em and Bag'em Custom Tackle, located in Rio Vista, California. My other owner is my dad. He started this business back in the early '80s and then shut down, retired. And I ended up telling him, "Hey, let's open it back up and let's revamp it and do something different than what you've been doing." So we started with leaders, then we went to two molds for jigs, and now we're at pretty much if it swims, I make a product for it, and I'm keep expanding every month and every year. We're trying to do different things and be on the leading edge of fishing, basically.
The one thing different about you, though, I know there's a lot of guys out there doing, products or trying to do products, but there's something that I think makes you stand out from everybody else. And what is that?
Custom?
Everything's custom. It's all painted here, right?
Yeah.
A lot of guys are buying bulk and they'll go get their everything overseas, and a lot of guys are buying blanks and stuff overseas, but they do everything here themselves or what have you, and that's where Matt kind of fits in. Is everything that he does is custom,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a new float from him.
Oh, you have to collaborate with Standard Issue Fishing and get their own float. Like you got Old Farts floats, you've got other people's floats you've done for catfish teams and what have you, right?
That would be
Yeah,
awesome.
we have the Old Farts fishing float. We have the Tule Creek float that we're dropping this week. We have the Bloody Duck with Ken Caccini. We did have a Clear Lake catfishing one. We discontinued. We have the Hook 'em Big Rod float. That's been really
I wonder
popular.
why. Why was it discontinued?
Yeah, so we try to work with the
We'll move
different
on.
teams. Yeah, we try to work with different teams just to expand and promote the sport. As you guys can see, we're not just in catfishing. We promote every sport that's on Clear Lake. You see several names, and it's the same names in every single event. There's a reason why we all work good together.
So I now that I'm thinking about this, it is after 420. We had a really good safety meeting, by the way, and we need a Catfish Wars float.
Okay.
I want a red and black, whatever design you think, but it's mainly a red and black theme. It could be red on black or black on red, but something along those lines with Catfish Wars on it.
One thing I need to know though, does the Old Farts float, like when you're trolling it, does it let out like dust when because it's so old?
We haven't thought about that, but that's actually a good idea.
It definitely has a reservoir for
Overacting,
scent.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, we got reservoirs for scent. It'll definitely let out some scent.
You do. I mean, it really.
Well, we also got what else? I mean, we got a couple that you made for us, Matt. I think we got the bleeding shad, or like I think is what you like to call it.
yeah, so we have the bleeding shad, which is our custom in-house version bone. We make that in-house with it has red splatter on it. We also have Stoney's favorite. It's called the Old Fart Stoney edition. It is a white body with a red tail. It's just a solid red tail, and then it's got red splatter all over that.
Yeah. Now, come on, we gotta tell them why that's a old fart special one.
No.
So we have I would. So I have a video out there. We were doing a bunch of catfishing. I think it was the Derby. One of the years we fished the Derby. The Derby's coming up, right? I think it's coming up next month.
Yeah.
So we were fishing the Derby, and I was trying a bunch of different baits and stuff, and I'm like, man, these fish hit everything. I wonder if they'd hit a tampon. So I got a video out there. It shows me go to the store, buying tampons, put it on the hook, throw it out there, and lo and behold, it caught a catfish.
Nice.
So we came up with our own Old Farts edition that resembles the bloody shad, but it's really just the Old Farts fishing tampon that we throw out there. But it catches fish. It's one of my favorite ones I use out there. And Matt designed that personally.
Yeah.
He said he did a bunch of research to figure that one out.
The bloody shit.
Uh-huh.
My wife's favorite. That's the one we picked up when we were at his house picking up our tumblers that we got from him. And she loved that thing, and then she snagged it and lost it.
Oh,
yeah.
You got to get another one.
Yeah, she does.
Oh, she got the bloody duck, the blue with the silver and the red splatter.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Yep. She loves that one.
So you had something new going on too, didn't you? Just recently,
Yeah,
some big
Yeah,
announcement.
something
What was
big.
that? What share with us? What was that about?
I'm not going to go into too much detail right now. Just
Okay, so what did you post?
so we recently acquired a company. We bought a company out of everything that they do, and that with that came with all of their inventory, all of their stores and stuff. Some of the stores we're not going to keep stocking, just due to the fact that they're, bigger and bigger Sportsman's Warehouse style stores. But the one store that Stoney knows about, I'm going to keep stocked. That's pretty much all I'm going to go into detail with that right now until everything is changed over completely. I don't want to spill too much, as
It's in
just
process.
yeah.
Okay,
Sounds
so
good.
big things. You guys are moving and
Well,
shaking,
we'll
and
have to have him back on when he
yeah,
actually is able
once
to
once
announce
you can
it.
actually talk about something on a
Yeah.
podcast, then we can have you back.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I want to be on your podcast, but I can't tell you anything. Thanks, Matt. Great
Yep.
guest.
Yep.
It's there's new stuff coming. I'm in the process of going through. If you're bass fisherman, striper, casting fisherman, I'm in the process of going through all the molds right now that I acquired from this company. There's 40 that I'm gonna be keeping for stock. They're new stock items. The rest I'm gonna discontinue. A lot of them are crappie, so if you crappie fish, be on the lookout for that.
Very cool.
Very nice.
Very
Been
exciting
wanting to do
stuff.
that.
And I can sit here and say I knew him when,
Yeah.
Yeah, you
right?
knew me when we were just getting on the ground level of catfishing, and now we're leading Clear Lake's float game by a lot.
And it's one of those things that's getting to a point now. He's like, Stony who?
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
kind of do that though.
no.
We're getting ready to drop one of the biggest floats Clear Lake seen.
Okay.
Um,
Well,
look out for that
we will
if you want to
definitely be
float big bait.
Okay.
okay. Big bait. Need some big bait.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Well, I don't know if the background will knock it out, but yeah, it does.
Yep.
Yeah, it does.
All right, now I got to figure out how to turn this background off.
Look, he's in the bathroom again.
No, I'm not. There we go.
I know, right? That's
As
a
you-
big one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to say it.
No, and me either. But yeah. Yep. So
It definitely ain't standard issue.
that's not a standard issue.
So, I mean, we were told that that's going to be the biggest one by several of the guides that are on Clear Lake. There
All
was a
right.
company that was leading the biggest, loudest rattle float.
Allegedly.
Biggest,
Allegedly.
allegedly. So now we shot back, and that's what we're doing.
Nice.
All right. Well, see, that's what it is. I love competition, right? And people get upset about competition, and you know it as well as I do, Matt.
Competition.
The shit talking that goes out there in the fishing industry between people and that and that. And it's like, you know what? If you got a good product, you just do your thing. Let it speak for itself. The noise will go away. Haters are going to be haters, and you just do your thing, and chips fall where they fall. And Matt just goes, I'm just laugh all the way to the bank. So
Yep.
you guys do what you want to do.
And competition drives innovation to make
Well,
new
exactly.
things.
So here it is. Matt's like, people are saying these guys are. So Matt's like, you know what? I'll make one
Yeah.
bigger.
Yeah.
That's what raises the bar in the industry is that, and
Yep.
and it just blows my mind how some people can't see that,
Yeah.
and it's always a fight to, it's like to see who's not standard issue.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
But yeah, I see it a lot, and it's kind of discouraging, and it's just like, you know what? So Matt, you're doing it right, buddy. Keep growing, innovative. We're here to support you, as always.
Definitely.
Yeah. Anthony had a comment too. It said that we had new A rigs. We did. So we worked with Richard of Pandemic Fishing.
Yep.
Everybody knows him. He's one of the main sponsors of all the tournaments. We got together last year. We threw ideas while we were fishing for fun with Ken and Richard and Roman and Reggie. And it was Ken's dad and my dad. We were out there fishing, and everybody was like, "Let's make an A rig." And me, it's like, "Sure, let's do it." Had the mold done, came out with the prototypes, got them tested, made sure Richard, tested them, and I can't keep them in stock. I'm just gonna be honest with you. They are one of our hot sellers, and they just produce fish. They're made to troll for striper. They're not like these A rigs that are on the market that are flimsy wire and anything like that. Everything you need's in the kit. It comes with the screw locks already, the 5 plastics, the 3 jig heads, and we're actually going to be changing the jig heads. I found a better hook that I want to change to, and I'm going to change the jigs out to something different, just because the hook that I was using it's up to my standard, but there's something always better, and there's always to improve a product.
Yep. No, good stuff, man.
So you keep moving forward.
I know we got one of your A rigs on our boat that we haven't used yet. We will get out there to get to some more striper fishing and put those to work. I mean, we did use it slightly at a tournament that Anthony and I fished, but we didn't give it enough time. But we weren't catching fish anyway, and we tried to use that, but I don't think it was the lure. I think it was this. We didn't know what the hell we were doing. No,
Yeah.
fish just weren't there yet.
Yeah,
That was the thing.
Fish weren't there.
Fish weren't there. They hadn't come up
Stoney
the
was
river
there,
yet.
they weren't there.
Yeah, wherever I go, the fish go the opposite
Yeah.
direction.
Yep.
But no, Matt, thank you very much. Appreciate you getting on. One thing I want to tell people, though, that you watch this, I got a special deal for you. You go to snagamanbag'em.com, and you put in promo code STONEYSTONE, you're going to get 15% off anything that he's selling, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's your tip.
Nice.
15%. Use promo code STONEYSTONE. Go buy you some stuff. Go catch some fish. And then share those pictures, right? Anytime you catch those big fish,
Just a tip.
Yeah, so what we're doing is if you catch a fish on our product, we would like you to keep the lure, the bait, or whatever it was from us inside the fish's mouth if possible. Take the picture. We're going to edit our website and we're going to make a bragging board. So anytime you send us a photo, you're going to be put on that board. And at the end of the year, whoever has the most photos on there is going to get a special something from us from promoting so much and doing stuff like that.
I already won.
Yeah, you got no fish.
Yeah, there's the big
Hey,
loser bracket.
you didn't have to say they had to be my fish. I take a lot of people fishing that use your gear, and I got lots of pictures of people with fish. It may not be
you
me.
in the picture.
You
It's
just
gotta
said
be
post
you.
pictures of it's on my boat. I get it. No, good idea. I like it. I'm gonna have to try to catch some fish now.
Yeah. Well, you can come on my boat.
I do. We've done that too. We've done that. We've caught fish. But Matt, thanks for calling in, buddy. Anything else you want to say to anybody before we? How do we get a hold of you? What's the best way to?
So you can go to my website, snagamanbag'em.com. You can find us on Facebook. You can send us an email. If you go to our website and you hit contact us, it'll go directly to our company email. And then either me or my dad will respond to the email. Our turnaround time is one of the fastest. Depending on how big the order is, we're looking at 3 to 5 days. If it's a big order, it's 5 to 7, sometimes even bigger, depending on how much stuff you order. Everything is custom made. We don't stock custom stuff. So if you have a custom length, I have to have dad, tie the leader. I paint everything. So it takes time for that to cure, and it takes time to paint. We don't just rush everything. I'm not somebody that's gonna, rush something, put a bunch of blemishes in it, and then send you a product. That's just not who we are. It takes one person to destroy your business, and it takes a thousand to make your business really good. And I'm not about to destroy my business that my dad's built from ground up to where it is now, just because I want to rush something or somebody has a rush deadline. Well, you should have ordered 2 or 3 weeks before the deadline. And I'll tell everybody, if it's a custom order that's big, say, hey, this is going to take some time. And if they understand that, then I'll accept the order. But if they don't, then I'm not going to take it and ruin my name for nobody.
Yep. Good idea.
Good idea. All right, Matt.
And
Thank you.
You got an online store where you can order right off.
Yeah, you can order off my website, snagamanbag'em.com. Everything is on there. If you don't see what's on there and you see us posted on Facebook, send me a message on Facebook, and I'll gladly get you an invoice made up, PayPal, or whatever. I can take credit card over the phone, stuff like that.
Nice. Okay.
And don't forget your promo code.
Yeah.
If you have to go to the website to use the promo code.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
Yes.
I'll skip that because I don't want to give this guy too much credit. But I know my wife wants another one of those floats.
Yeah, I've got them hanging on the wall.
So, yeah.
Good stuff. All right, Matt. Thank you very much. Hey, you're welcome to stay on and hang out and join. I'm hoping Eric is Ernie on from Mixed Bag. All right, Ernie is
There we go.
on, buddy. What's
That's
up?
Ernie.
Not much. How are you?
Good. So we got Ernie on. He's with an organization called Mixed Bag Sportsmen. And I met Ernie at I believe it was Johnson's Bait and Tackle at the Striper Fest that they did this was it this year, last year? I don't even remember now. Time flies, but their last Striper Fest that we did. It was this year.
This year.
It
Yep.
was this year. It was just a couple,
Yep.
last month, I think it was.
Seems like
Yeah.
so many months ago.
So many safety meetings ago.
Yeah, but I met Ernie there, and so Ernie, tell us about yourself. Who are you? What do you guys do?
Yeah, my name is Ernie Marlin, and I am with Mixed Bag Sportsman, and we are the new online magazine that comes out 24 times a year. It's 2 times a month. It's emailed to all our subscribers directly, and it covers both hunting as well as fishing. And we try to stay current. We try to have new, innovative type of stuff where we're writing articles, incorporating some video. So we're not only talking about like, in the article about, wide open bites, we could actually show those wide open bites as well, which is kind of fun. We have special sections like we have a section called Legends, which highlights some of the guys that have made huge contributions over the years in this region that need to be recognized for that. We had, say, for example, Alan Fong was the last legend that was recognized and all his accomplishments within the community as far as like in the fishing community. So we're going to continue to do those types of things. Again, it's going to be, highlight local bait manufacturers, regional bait manufacturers as well that are doing big things in this region. So we cover both saltwater as well as freshwater, and then, not only California, but beyond as well. We're expanding.
Very nice. Very nice.
Very cool. Sorry, I stepped out. Frog in my throat. I was joking. How long have you guys been doing this?
Yeah, so it's my partner is Sheldon Bright, who's been in the business for many years. He was with another magazine, with the Fish Sniffer magazine, probably for 25 plus years. And then I joined Fish Sniffer in 2009. And so I was, sales rep, writer. And last 5 years, I think I've been the managing editor for that. And then, so we been in the business for a long time. And now we're just doing this new thing. My involvement has been pretty deep as well as Sheldon's. He has lots of other things that he does, but I've been the sales rep for, like Kent Cartridge, for Under Armour, for Strike King and Lose and Quantum and Zebco, Livingston Lures, and all kinds of others. So we've been in the business for a long time. We've worked with a lot of people in this industry. So hopefully we can bring that to to the magazine as well.
Very cool.
Very nice. How do you subscribe to that?
So you can go on to the website, which is mixedbagsportsman.com. It's SPORTSMAN, just to clarify. So it's mixedbagsportsman.com. You could go on and subscribe to that. So it's pretty inexpensive to do so. And again, it's 24 times a year, 2 times a month. So we try to stay current with everything.
Oh, very nice.
And is it like a magazine that comes in the mail, or is it an online thing?
No, it's all emailed to you.
Okay.
So we have our list of our subscribers and our database, and we just once the new issue comes out, then we just email it directly to them. We're finding is that many are almost 70% are actually looking at it on their phones versus on their PCs or on their laptops, and which is pretty cool because I don't know if you guys have seen it or not, but on your phone, it's really readable. It looks really good. You can, go from page to page very easily. There's like a table of contents page there that you can choose which articles you would like to read and what not to read, and also see all the pictures and videos on it as well. So it's really phone friendly and tablet friendly. So that's where most people are actually seeing it. So if you go into the grocery store or you're just sitting in line or waiting in line to get on a charter boat or something, it's perfect to be able to see that right on your phone and to access all that information. So it's pretty cool. So
Now, are you guys? I heard you said work with fish sniffer and stuff like that.
Uh,
Can your subscribers like send pictures to you guys so that you
yeah,
guys can
absolutely.
post that kind of stuff? Or
Yeah, we highly encourage it and we like it as well. It's if you want to send in pictures, you could send it to editor@mixedbagsportsman.com.
okay,
Again, that's editor@mixedbagsportsman.com. And then also we're running something we should really talk about is the NorCal Catch and Release Striper Challenge that's happening right now. It started in the beginning of April and it'll run through May. What it is that if you catch and release a striped bass that weighs 10 pounds or greater on the honor system, then and you record it and send us the video, whether through our Facebook page or in the email that I just gave, then we'll put you in a raffle for a weekly raffle that happens on Sunday afternoons, and you can win prizes that are pretty amazing. That some sponsors were really generous in providing us some products like Akuma provided us rods and reels, and Strike King gave us a bunch of baits, and Lose gave us some lures as well. G-Rat Garrett gave us some fantastic looking baits, and then even Costa Sunglasses stepped up and was able to give us some sunglasses to raffle off as well. So the prizes are really worthy and useful and relevant into this area.
Have you reached out to Snag 'em and Bag 'em?
yeah,
I didn't know about them. I didn't know
Well,
about
now you
them.
go.
Yeah.
I would
But
reach out to
yeah,
Matt.
I didn't know what the expectations were. In fact, when I first started talking about this, and I've been thinking about doing something for striped bass for years because it's kind of near and dear to my heart. That's my favorite species to target. So ever since I was a little kid, since I was born and raised in Alameda, that's been the stripers have been kind of a part of me. So whether it was at lunchtime, and just taking a break and going out to the banks, or jumping on the Boston whaler that was sitting on the water waiting for us to get on it, multiple days a week. That's what we did. We targeted striped bass. So um, I think I wanted to launch it this year, and I think with all the regulation changes and say sturgeon, with it going to catch and release, the salmon season's been shut down for 3 years now, and then you have the regulation changes in the ocean as well as far as what depths you can and can't fish, and it's like, well, we better start being kind of aware of what's happening as far as stripers go, because if we're not aware, then I think we can fish ourselves out of this fishery as well, and
Yep.
it wasn't long ago that you could walk across the backs of salmon on the American River, and then now they're not coming up. So a lot of people say, well, there's so many stripers. Well, that was the case with a lot of these different species too. There was a lot of them out there, but there's not a lot of them right now. So I'm the first guy to make fish tacos. With that 3 to 5, 7 pounder. My mom loves it. My dad loves it. All my family loves it. And I'm not saying don't keep them, but I'm saying anything that is that spawning breed, then go out there, catch them, take a nice photo, and let those things do their thing at this time of year, and we'll have a fishery for many years to come.
Yeah, and I'm sure you've seen. I think we talked about the Kevin Brock one that I just shot on Monday,
Yeah.
or was it last week?
mhm.
That 42 inch. It was Monday. It was Monday, right? Or Friday? It was Friday
Right.
where we caught that 42-inch striper, nice big hen that we released. I think we submitted that for you as well for your competition, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And
Yeah.
we posted that on the Facebook page of Mixed Bag Sportsman. And
Sweet.
the I don't know if you've seen the raffle video that Sheldon Bright did this week, but Kevin actually won the raffle. And
Did he?
yeah, so
Nice.
so it was a Lose Super Duty 300, which is a phenomenal reel for striped bass. I don't know if you guys have used them or not, but it's a phenomenal reel for striped bass. And Kevin was generous enough to say that if his name was in the raffle and he won, to donate it to a young kid. So we'll be in contact with Kevin to see how he
Cool.
actually wants to do that. But that's
Sweet.
Awesome.
pretty cool situation there.
Yeah, that's what he was telling me when we submitted the video. As a lot of you
Yeah.
guys know, as I do a lot of filming with Kevin Brock out there, and we hooked into that fish. It was a blast to fight. I say we, meaning
Yeah.
I didn't hook into him. My brother hooked into him. which he never goes fishing. The one day he goes fishing, and he hits the biggest fish. I'm like, what are the odds of that happening?
Yeah.
Another story, but no, we've got a couple nice videos we've done over the last few weeks of catch and release the nice females. We were out there today fishing, and the quality of fish out there in Calusa is still fire. I mean, everything we caught was probably 25 or bigger. I mean, everything was big. We didn't have to measure anything. It was like when we limited out quick,
Nice.
way before noon. Limits for everybody, and very happy clients. But yeah, the striper bite is fire right now. So
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Well,
I
you
mean,
got
there's
a
so
new
many
follower
ways
on
to catch them.
You got a new follower on your Facebook page. I just did that. So
Thank you. Thank you.
yeah, so we definitely want people to follow you, and it's Mixed Bag Sports Fishing on Facebook.
No,
right?
no. Just mixed
Or
bags.
sports.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mixed Bag Sportsman.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like I can't even read my own writing. It's right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mixed Bag
That's why I was having
Sportsman.
a hard time.
You're trying to read my notes. Like, what does that say? No.
Come
Ernie,
hunting
we're
season,
happy.
we definitely want to cover a lot of hunting stuff too with the waterfowl, being so it's such a big deal in this region that we want to make sure that we cover that and everything else. So we didn't. That's why we called it mixed bag sportsman rather than pigeonhole ourselves just into fishing.
Nice.
Like have, what's his name? Tule Creek.
Tule Creek.
Some pictures.
Oh yeah, no, we'll definitely get the word out. The podcast is growing, and a lot of people may not call onto it to be part of the live audience, but it definitely gets watched post production, and that's where a lot of the likes and follows and stuff come from. So we'll definitely put a big shout out to you guys, Ernie, on the podcast with some logos, contact information, and like I'd call putting lipstick on a pig. We just make the podcast, make it all dolled up, and then put it out there.
Yeah.
Yep.
But the people that call in get to see the raw, unedited version.
Right.
And so, it's great to have you on. What can we do to help you?
I think right now, I think the big deal is just few things. Is obviously the NorCal Catch and Release Striper Challenge is a big deal, and I appreciate you helping with that. And just kind of spreading the word of educating somebody to catch and release. And again, we're not going to have everybody do it, but if we can save 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 big females a season, I think that's a successful promotion that we ran. And maybe for the longevity, maybe a lot of people will start to adopt that over time. So it's just an education process and something we would just want to do. And then secondly, what we could do also is subscribe to the publication, and if there's anything that you're seeing that you're liking, then let us know. If you want to see additional stuff, then let us know. We want to be relevant and have it's encouraging for the readers to actually go there and read stuff as well. So that would be fantastic. And the third thing would be to go onto our Facebook page and to like our page as well, and spread the word. We try to do good things for anglers. So love to get the word out.
Are you on other platforms like
Yeah, I need to
Instagram?
do that. I'm not such a big guy like on social media. I once was early in my career, and I was like, okay, I like to do this stuff. And then over the years, I've became kind of quiet and didn't want the exposure or anything else like that. But in this particular case, now I need to get back out there and do stuff. So yes, I probably should do a lot more. But I'm a fisherman first.
No, I totally get it. It's funny because, like I said, I talk a lot about Kevin Brock. One of the things we're doing is I'm doing all his social media, Facebook stuff, and he's hitting me up the other day, say, so what about TikTok and Instagram and all? I'm like, baby steps, Kevin. Let's let's get through this phase. Let's get things going, and then we'll explore some of those other things because it becomes a beast to manage.
Yeah.
Anybody that does social media, there are some tools and some tricks and things out there, but a lot of it costs money to have people do that or outsource it of some sort. And I think, at least for me, I'm at that phase where I want to control it, manage it. If it starts to take off and it becomes unbearable to manage, then I'll look at other options. So yeah, we get it. We get why you're just on Facebook. It is a bear to manage all these platforms.
I should definitely have Instagram. Instagram and Facebook kind of go hand in hand, but I haven't done that yet. I should.
Yeah, and then TikTok's a whole nother animal.
Yeah. I don't
We
know.
may have it, we may not have it. Might be banned, might not be banned. It just feels like that whole situation feeds into the drama of TikTok.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But well, very cool, Ernie. It was nice for you to join in. I appreciate that, and I'm sure our followers do. And we learned a little bit more about what you got going on. We'll put in a good word and get some stuff
Perfect.
out. And if there's anything you got events or things going on, just hit me up. We'll get you on at any time you want. You
Okay.
just say, Sean, I got something coming up, another challenge. We'll get you on. It could only be 5-10 minutes, but something to as a platform to get your word out. We'll totally support that. So just let us know.
Thank you, and likewise.
All right. I do have something we did talk about. I still owe you some information. Is the Catfish Bash?
Yeah.
So we're running this big old tournament out there, a tournament series in Clear Lake. I would say it's the only catfish series in Northern California. That's run by Jake. I was just going to call him Jake because I always butcher his last name.
Yeah.
Some V. When it starts with a V and has more than like 10 syllable or 10 words, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. But Jake does a great job as tournament director out there for the Bash. And we have one coming up here, the Summer Bash, and where everybody's getting ramped up for that. So
Got 17 teams.
17 teams now registered, and I'm sure we'll get more as it grows. And so Ernie, I'll send you some information on that so you can, either put it in the magazine or however you want to do that. We'd love any support we can get from you to help promote that event. So
Yeah, absolutely. So cool.
perfect. All right. Well, you're welcome to hang on. We're going to talk some other random old fart stuff, but you can be part of it or you can drop whatever works for you, man. We appreciate you calling in.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks.
So I left it as we got about your fishing report.
Oh, yeah.
Is something going on with you?
Yeah.
So what's going on with you?
So the whole reason we were out at Clear Lake this last weekend was to do a little pre-fishing.
Pre-fishing for what?
For a little side, I don't know if you actually call it a tournament or a side event.
I think it's a side event. It's
it's more of an event. It's more of a friendly competition.
Yes.
So it's a head-to-head thing. Clash of the Titans. I don't know if you guys have heard about it, but it's fun. It's 10 teams every other month in between the Catfish Bash tournaments. 2 teams go head-to-head. Whoever wins out of that will advance to the November
championship,
which will be 5 teams.
So back up a little bit. How this kind of evolved was we did the December Catfish Bash.
Yep.
And this is when we kicked off Catfish Wars.
Yes.
Right? We told people we were filming. We did a big to-do with that, and a lot of people signed releases, and we got the ball rolling with Catfish Wars. And then I created a Facebook chat group that all these guys let's still go crazy, and it's definitely Catfish Wars in there. It's up and down. It's been kind of comical, and a lot of people will mute it. But in that thing, Chris Wheeler decides, I want to do this head-to-head challenge with all these guys that are, talking this and that, and it's like, let's just get it out there and have fun. So he created this challenge called Clash of the Titans, where it was 10 teams. Whoever put their money in first was in.
Yep.
And he just threw it out there. It was kind of like, we're going to throw it out there and see what happens. He had no idea if it was going to, people were saying, I don't want to do it. He had that thing filled
in minutes.
And it was like less than 30 minutes.
Yeah. I was at work. I'm trying to call my wife and my fishing partner and be like, hey, do you guys want in this? And by the time I got back to them getting to me and they said yes, I looked and it was full.
It was full. Yeah, so a lot of people were like, what? I didn't get in. They were a lot of upset people, but it wasn't Chris didn't handpick them. It was just more, I'm going to throw this out. And I think he was shocked that the money came in. Everybody paid. It was like $250 buy-in or something, and winner take all.
Yep.
So it's $2,500 winner takes everything.
Yeah. No second place, no third place.
No. So it was sparked through Catfish Wars that Chris went and did this, and I was like, let's do it. It was awesome. It was that little side thing. So we'll see where it goes. You've had, you're the 3rd team to fish.
Yep. I got a call. What's today?
Monday.
So I got a call last week, Thursday, I believe it was. Chris Wheeler called me up and says, hey, you still want to fish the Clash of the Titans? I said, yeah. So we talked to the wife. I just told him, we were going to be in. Whether they were going to be there or not, I was going to be there.
Yeah.
We were out there doing a little pre-fishing for this weekend.
So the whole reason that spot opened up may or may not. We'll see if we can get this worked into the Catfish Wars movie that we're doing, because there is a backstory. There is something
There's a
that
backstory.
created that opportunity for you to get into
Yes.
the series. So all I can do is sit here from the sideline and say, I don't know exactly what happened, why it happened, how it happened. I'm just happy it happened
Yep.
because now you're in it.
Yep.
Now I'm sitting here battling with you. Maybe,
Yep.
because you have yours Saturday against, I believe it's Steve Duncan.
Yep.
And Russ Carr.
Yes.
It's Loners or Team Loners, I think they're going by. So those two guys are fishing. I'm telling you, you got some competition. Now, you did great this weekend. I just hope you didn't, I have a good week. Every time I go to Catfish or Clear Lake, I'll have a good time and then a bad time. A good time, a bad time. You had a great time. I'm hoping you didn't set yourself up to
Hopefully not. Hopefully
because
not.
they're some big hitters. They perform well. So you've definitely got your work cut out for you.
Yeah.
And then in May, June, July. When's mine?
Yours is July.
So July, I'm thinking the spawn may have already happened. The fish are spawned out. It'll be hotter than hell. But I'm going up against Ron Ladd and I don't know who he's fishing with.
Yeah.
Kai Powell, the Kai Powell team.
Yep.
And so I'm like, as soon as I drew them or they matched us, I was like, I just give my money and just why even show up?
Yep.
But Ron's, definitely someone to contend to. But as I look at the backdrop of how this feeds Catfish Wars, is you and I are doing this, kind of competition rivalry between us, aside from what's going on with everybody else.
Yes.
I'm looking to do better than you, vice versa. So I thought this would be great. Is if you transfer, I've got a great story for Catfish Wars.
Yes.
If I transfer, the saga continues. Or I transfer, you don't. I don't think that's going to happen. I think you're going to transfer. We'll see. But I mean, there's a storyline there. We don't know where it's going, and that's the beauty with Catfish Wars. Everybody wants to see more and more of what's going on. We will release the trailer.
Oh, awesome trailer.
Awesome trailer. Good job by Eric.
Yes.
Eric, Time Matter. Good job, my producer.
Yes.
And
sleep over there.
I know but we're waiting for the next one. We have a few more little releases we're going to do that kind of reveals a little bit more of the onion. It's like we throw it out there. Let's peel it back. A lot of it's hard for us to get a lot of content, I would say, because we don't really know the storyline.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a generalization, but as this plays out, we're trying to make this as a reality as possible, not staged, not scripted. We have a general idea of what I want to do with it. But as Eric lives this, films it, as we're doing this, that storyline will develop, and I have no idea where it's going. In fact, sore subject, I think I had 2 seconds of my face in that trailer.
What's so sore about that?
I'm like,
I thought it was great.
I'm like, Darren got more play in that than I did. I'm like, it's supposed to be my movie.
Well,
and I got like...
There was two things going
So Alfred Hitchcock version
there
of
was
it.
two things going against you. I'm better looking and I catch more fish.
You don't lie. You don't lie.
We gotta go big or go home. We're down to the gold. Never been a better time to put it all on the line. Ooh, yeah. Time to put it all on the line. Gonna get crazy, nothing good ever comes easy. Waited for this moment for a long time. All this pain became a friend of mine. Yeah, that was such a long road with a heavy load. Now we're gonna win it all. Yeah. Time to put it all on the line. Yeah. We're gonna win big. Win big. Yeah. Time to put it all on the line. Put it all on the line. Win big.
Maybe I'll be like Alfred Hitchcock. He's always in his movies just a little bit. Never
Yeah.
that'll be me. I'm just there in the background somewhere.
But I got to tell you, though, it's not always me catching the fish. My wife and my buddy catch more fish than I do, so.
Well, and it's the same with Anthony and I, right? Anthony catches most of the fish. Now, a lot of that reason is we're in this mode of because I want to film. I want to be a
Yeah.
filmmaker, right? So when that rod bends, I reach for the camera. He reaches for the rod, and it's just. But he does catch a lot more fish.
Yeah.
He's a great. I'm great to have Anthony on my team because he definitely. Otherwise, I'd just be a guy driving around a boat.
That's what I tell my wife. I tell her, I said, I taught you how to catch fish. I said, now I got to teach you how not to catch fish so I can catch fish.
Well, she's got that. I've been on your boat with her, and she's got that female touch where she likes to hold the rod, and she doesn't just put it in the holder. She likes to hold it and feel it, and then I've seen her when she gets that bite, it's not a swing for the fence. It's I got a fish, and then the fight's on. It's like the finesse, just the little. It's like, we can learn a little thing or two.
Yeah, we're just too old and hard-headed.
Old farts.
Yeah.
Old farts. Hey, I need a theme song. Anybody out there write me an old farts theme song? That would be great.
Yeah.
Do we have anybody on the line that want to ask questions, be part of the podcast? This is the section where we just say, hey, let's talk. Any questions for us? Eric's looking at the clock. Nope.
Come on,
is there
people,
anybody
spit it
even
out.
on anymore? I can't even tell. I haven't watched this. Nobody wants to talk? Anthony,
What you were talking about.
Huh?
They liked what you were talking about.
They liked what we're talking about.
Nice.
All right. But nobody wants
ask
to.
questions.
We have questions. Well, until we get some questions, I did a video with Kevin, or our podcast, the podcast I did with Kevin last Thursday. I don't know how many people watched it or not, but you definitely have to go watch that on YouTube.
Yes,
There was a striper trick in there.
Yes.
It blew my mind.
Yeah,
I
never thought of it.
I never thought of it either, but you have to go watch that video on if you're trolling for striper, how to increase your. Huh? It's a game changer. Now, it's a game changer if it works. He says it works.
Now think about this, though. If you change that bottom one up with an A-rig.
Yes. Troll a rig and a deep diver at the same time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's that's like where you start getting innovative, right? I think so when I was talking to Kevin about that whole thing, it was sometimes your lures have a hard time staying down.
Mm-hmm.
The current, you're going too fast, whatever it is, or debris or what have you, or it doesn't want to go straight, and you tune it and do all those things, and it's still. So what they used to do when they had the deep diver type stuff and the big old bills on them, they just had a lure. Yeah. I don't know what they call the ones with no bills on them, just a crankbait or whatever.
Yeah, the old Rapalas.
The old Rapalas, right? Yeah. So you put the Rapala on, and you'd put the 3-way and drop that weight down to keep the Rapala down. Yeah. So it was like I like to call a poor man's downrigger.
Yep.
Right? You just put that on
put
and
a little banana weight on, or whatever.
And so, well, why not make that a 1 ounce jig head?
Yeah.
Then have a hook on it and a swim bait on it.
Yep.
Now you've doubled your chances. Now the debris is not, causing your lure to act up. Your deep diver that's only going to go down about 10 to 15 feet, depending on your speed and what have you. But to get it, say, if I'm in the channels at the Delta, and I'm in 25, 30 feet of water, and you're like, I'm going to troll this. Well, your stuff's not getting that deep, but you go to that new rig and you change that weight to whatever size you need to get that line down. And then run your deep diver in the deep channel, and now you're basically almost like running a downrigger.
Yeah.
But it has a hook, so you're now doubling up the chances of
attracted.
Oh yeah. So I'm excited to go try that out. I was hoping to do it this weekend, but we're gonna go to Clear Lake with you, not with you, but at the same time you do to film and catch a bunch of that footage. But I know
Okay.
Anthony's dying to get out to the Delta to try this out.
I got to give a shout out though too, because I was using some of those K-Brock rods this last weekend.
Oh yeah,
Man, that was fun.
it's blast.
That was fun catching this 20+ pound fish on those K-Brock. Oh man.
Well, I saw a lot of comments on the video. People were like, "What rod was that?" Because that, if you watch it, that rod was bent.
Yeah.
I mean, in
Oh, yeah.
half typically,
Yeah.
and it handled. I think we estimated that fish to weigh 35, 36 pounds,
Yeah.
and I was more concerned on that fish that we were using minnows.
Right.
Those minnow hooks are tiny, and 12-pound test leader, and we landed a 36-pound striper on 12-pound test and a
Yep.
tiny little hook.
It's possible. You just got to fight them right. Good equipment.
Well, good equipment, fight him right. My brother was fighting that fish, and on the last video I have of him fishing with us, we were down by Grimes
Okay.
trolling for striper, and I think we foul hooked a sturgeon. I know we hooked a fish, and we
Right.
never saw it, but it ran. We fought that fish for 45 minutes, and no, it wasn't a log.
Wow.
You know, we'd sit there and it would start just rip and drag, and then we get tired and we'd get it closer to the boat. We get it like 10 feet, 20 feet from the boat, and all of a sudden just rip drag again. So I got this whole video, and the video ends with him trying to horse the fish at the end, got really excited. I'm getting it close, bent that thing, snapped the line.
Ooh.
All I could remember when he was fighting this striper is like, you better not lose. I told him, I think I cut it out of the video. What I did, I have it up on YouTube, that striper video. So it shows us catching it, shows us releasing it. But there must have been 5 or 6 times, and I think I narrowed it down to 1.
Mm-hmm.
If you lose this fish, I'm throwing your ass in the water. 'Cause I was dead serious. I'm like,
watching the live.
oh yeah,
feed.
on the live feed you heard it, but when I did the video, I cut a lot of that out. I'm like,
Yep.
all right, they don't want to just hear me yelling at him, but I was like, if he loses this, I swear to God,
Yeah.
because I'm like,
And I didn't realize it was your brother on the boat. I'm like, holy shit, he's talking to this guy.
oh, it was my brother. I had a family day. I ended up with Anthony, my brother Ruben, and my sister out with Kevin. He had another client on the boat, or one of his friends, and so it was a fun day. Anyway,
Good day.
I've taken my sister fishing twice. Once at Clear Lake, and then once at Knight's Landing, the week
2
before,
weeks ago,
and got skunked both times. So I told her, if we skunk today, Janelle, it's
You're
your
never going
fault.
fishing.
You're never going fishing. And then this is she bought a 1-day license when we went 2 weeks ago. So this time when she went, I just told her to go get a fishing license. She ended up buying the yearly.
Oh, nice.
So I'm thinking. So I asked her, I'm like, so are you planning to go more fishing? She's like, yeah, this was fun. She was all excited. So
Good.
so it got me another fishing person. So I'll be taking her out to Clear Lake and stuff because it's kind of
Good
cool to get her out on the boat. So I'm excited about that.
Very
Spend
nice.
some quality time with my sister.
Yeah, very nice.
So what else is going on? Your boat? You get your boat fixed? You've been Mr. Boat Maintenance Dude
I
here.
did get it running and everything, and that we were out there at Clear Lake, and we fired it up and went out past the boat ramp and got away from traffic there, and just let the motor idle while I was tying up our rigs, and found a little fuel leak.
Oh, glad
Yeah.
you don't smoke.
Yeah, yeah. So it's not nothing bad. It's just I've got to replace a clamp. It's one of those spring clamps they give out if you,
Okay.
it's not stainless steel. It's rusted, so I got to just replace that, and I'll be good to go.
See, when you own a boat like I do, boat stands for bust out another 1,000.
Yeah.
When you have a boat like Darren, it's not 1,000. It's a little cheaper because you do it yourself.
Yeah. It's a little cheaper, but
It's a little
you still
cheaper.
spend the money.
Still spend it.
Yeah.
Very
but,
cool.
Yeah, she's running good. I'm still guessing.
All right.
Any questions? Anybody?
I know. It's like one. Wrap it up. We're gonna wrap it up. Yes, we are.
All right. Well,
So,
we'll do that next week.
next week, good. So next week, I actually have Brian Willits from Johnson's Bait and Tackle.
Okay.
So Johnson's Bait and Tackle holds a special place in my heart because that's one of the first places I went when I moved out to Marysville and didn't know anybody and decided to start fishing when Old Fart started in 2020 when during COVID. And if anybody was in the Yuba City, Sutter, Marysville area during COVID, we didn't shut shit down.
Yep.
Everything was open. It was
Yep.
crazy. Everything around us is shut down. And this city was just like, we're not shutting down.
Yeah.
We're
I
not
still
doing
went
it.
fishing every
And
weekend.
yeah, so Johnson's Bait and Tackle was open through the whole time, and everything else was shut. So that's when I started fishing.
Yep.
Went and got a little rod in the garage and met Brian and Mike that used to run it before he had a health issue and is not there anymore. But Brian's still there, and the guys at Johnson's are always helpful, and so he's going to come in and talk a little bit to us about what they got going on there. And then after that, I got Willie Mays, from Amazing Fishing out May 12th.
Is that the guy that does the triple X blood?
Does the triple X blood. We're going to get him on.
I hate to say it, but Jack got a lot of fish on that triple X blood.
It works. It works. He's got so many flavors and scents and all kinds of things, but we definitely use it on our boats. And so Big Willie's going to come on, and he's fished a few tournaments with us and helped us, get on the podium, and definitely knows his stuff. So
Very good.
and then
Look forward to hearing from him.
we're going to round out May with Rob Stoddard with Stoddard's Guide Service. We filmed with him quite a few times, and it's always fun getting on his boat. He talk about what he's got going on with fishing. And then a new guy I met through fishing. This guy is a great camera guy. Got a great YouTube channel. Warren Fredrickson.
Yeah.
And Warren's a great guy. You got to go on YouTube, find him, watch his videos, follow him on Facebook. I have him coming out. What's cool with Warren is he fished, him and Dave Mayo fished their very first
And kicked everybody's butt.
tournament and won.
Yeah.
Never catfished, never did a tournament. I mean, they probably catfished just for fun type stuff, but not competitive. Let's go out and do. First time out, they win first place.
Kicked everybody's butt.
Kicked everybody's butt, which was awesome because it just goes to show you on any given Sunday, you can go out there and you can win that thing.
Yeah. Just got to do better.
Just got to do better. But I get to go. So met him through that, and guess he's going to Gold Beach with me and Anthony out in August to go salmon fishing.
Very nice.
So we're gonna go out with Kevin Brock, and we got a few guys. I got one of my clients going to go out with us as well. And so
Might have to see if we can get a trip up there.
Gold Beach, dude, it's a blast.
Yeah, we've done it once. My wife caught a salmon that if I didn't know it was a salmon, I'd swear it was a trout. But yeah, she caught one.
Yeah. Well, we went and spent 2 or 3 days up there, and we did that Rogue River jet thing up the river.
Oh, nice.
That was fun. I got a little video of that out in Old Farts fishing of us doing that. That was fun.
I didn't see that video. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it's out there. We went and had a fun day. And Kevin was working. He's out guiding. I'm like, we took his wife with us. Come on, let's go. She's all excited. So
Nice.
we took his wife and spent the day with her on the Rogue River, and it was fun. So
Good deal.
all right. Well, that's about wraps up everything. One thing I want to do a shout is Kevin's podcast is on Thursday. Live. It's Real Talk with Kevin Brock at 7:00.
7 o'clock.
We're a poet and didn't even know it.
Yep.
But check out his podcast. Talks about a lot of fishing techniques, a lot of his gear, things that are going on with him. And it's a fun, short little podcast. Gives a good fishing report that's pretty encompassing of just not striper, but trout, salmon, whatever. It's just a pretty well-rounded fishing report.
Yeah.
So you can check that out on Thursday nights. And then we'll be back next Monday with the report to see how you did with Clash of the Titans.
Yeah. We'll see.
Are you transferring, or are you in the loser circle?
Hopefully I'm not in the loser circle.
I'm hoping. I'm hoping you transfer. We're definitely going to get out there and do some filming and try to do some pre-fishing for ourselves.
Yep.
I don't know what we're pre-fishing for. We're just call it fishing. We're going to go out there and catch some fish and have fun.
Yeah.
And we'll see how you do.
Yep. We'll find out.
All right, guys.
Monday.
Thanks for
Soon.
watching A Minute with Stony Stone.
Yep.
Peace out.